that small presentation. And we'd like to thank you for enlightening us on the good work that your NGO is carrying out for our people and our community. Thank you so much for that sharing, Mervyn. So anyway, good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in Suva. I'm not sure about the weather in your locations. And I'd like to greet you all this morning and thank you for your continuous patience and participation in the past 2 days. And I hope that today, our final day and the second half of our business basic training, you are all looking forward, and we have achieved a lot in the past 2 days. So thank you for that. Before I begin, I will just give this time to anyone that wish to ask any questions about the past 2 days, any clarification that you'd like us to make with regarding the contents of the training we had been through in the past 2 days. So before I answer any questions, I have some questions to answer, which came up yesterday, which is were highlighted by Shristika. And Shristika, you asked the question whether, in terms of the balance sheet, if we do take the selling or the buying price, you were concerned about the buying or the selling price under the assets, where it reflects cash on current assets. So I've spoken to an accountant in our office and confirmed that it's your revenue. Like whenever you make a sale, the income that you receive, cash is what they call cash at bank, what you have received. So that's the amount that you will reflect in your balance sheet going forward. And I hope that's confirmed now and you understand that clearly. The second question was, sorry, Shristika, you wanted to say something?
No, madam, continue.
Okay, so the second question was on the savings. Your question on the savings was, where does it reflect in the balance sheet? And again, I managed to confirm that. My answer yesterday was it will reflect in the cash on the asset side, and it will reflect on the retained earning on the owner's equity side, so that it balances. And when I confirmed with the accountant in our office, I was told that that is the correct place that you will reflect your savings, even your savings for your business, because you are retaining that money back into the business as your savings. So when you draw up your balance sheet, it will reflect in those two areas, and that's how it will balance off your balance sheet for you. So I hope that's clear. Do you have any other? Do you want us to answer any other questions for you?
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So I hope you're happy with that answer, and everyone else that's listening this morning, that that's finally put our it's finally clarified the query from yesterday. Okay, so I'll just give you this time. Anyone would like to ask any questions from the learnings of the past 2 days? No, I think everyone's clear on that. Okay, as usual, as we continue with the learning of the day. Sorry, Marita, did you want to ask a question?
Yes, sorry. Can we just go back to the balance sheet that you showed us on the screen? There was a part on the balance sheet that shows owner's overdraft.
Yes, overdraft is like it's a loan, so it's like when you have a bank account with us and you want us to give you like to lend you a little bit more just for your business payment purposes, we can give you that overdraft and give you a time where you need to pay it back. That's what it's called. So it's money, it's literally money that's borrowed from us, and that reflects in your liability.
Right, so that means I have a loan with a bank, existing loan, and then I come back to you requesting for more. So that's what you call overdraft?
It's like overdraft is it's not a separate loan account. It's just an extra amount, we allow you to extend from the current balance you have in your actual business account where you operate. So if you have say $500 and you ask the bank, I really need to make a payment of $1,000, and I'm expecting a check next week to come in, and we can, it's a case by case. It's not everybody gets it, but because you have that relationship with us and we can see your financial history that it's healthy, we can grant you that overdraft and give you that extra buffer, $500. And what happens is when the check comes in the week later, as you had informed us, then we will take the money from there and take it out, so that it's money owing. We just give you that extra bit just to help you with your payments or something that you need to use the money for from your business. And that's why it's called an overdraft, because it's not your money, it's just the extra that we help you with, and that's why it reflects in the liability column.
Thank you so much. I got you, Vinaka.
You're welcome. Okay, so let me just quickly recap on yesterday's learning. We spoke about, let me go back. We introduced you to a family, a family of Martha and Tom and their 2 children and their 2 businesses, Island Styling and Waterfall Wanderings. I shared with us a little bit about the 3 important things that you need to consider when you're going to operate a business or currently operating a business. And those are your skills. You have to see that you have the skills. You'll have to see that you have people that will want to buy your product. So that's called your customers or your market, that you have a market for your product, and always come up with new ideas. So that means that you're always planning for the future. Why should you plan for the future? Because you will want to see your business or your little project, you want to see it growing. You don't want to be wasting time just for now. You don't have a short-term goal. In fact, you will have to have a long-term goal, because that is something that you have worked hard for. And why not? And you will want to always plan for the future as well for your business, because 1, you want to grow, you want to diversify and see what other areas of that your business can grow well in, or what will complement your current project. And there is also the competition, the environmental factors that can affect your business in terms of like competition, the people, the customers, the changes that happens in our society today, that can contribute to why you need to always plan and better your business. And after that, we looked at assets. We looked at assets, what the business owns. We went in depth into talking about the different, how you differentiate the assets, the one that converts into cash, the one that just helps operate the business, and the one that it's of non-material nature, which is your labels, your business name, your permits, your business license, even your trademark. So those are the different different types of assets or things that you own in your business. And then we spoke about funding a business, how you can look for funding. There was an exciting discussion where we all discovered other things like, having a business partner or an investor in your business. You have the skill, they can provide the funding, and you can negotiate a percentage of what you two will be gaining. Those are some options for us where we talk about the different kinds of grants, formalizing a business where you register, and for you to ensure that that this is something that will help you, not just for now, but for the long term. Formalizing a business so that you can have access to other benefits that are there in our society. Liabilities, we spoke about what the business owes, and owner's equity, owner's equity, your own, the owner of the business, your contribution into your business. This is, we're talking about the financial side, and how you will retain the profit that you gain from your business so that you can use it back into the business. So you're pumping it back into the business for that purpose, for your future planning and all of that. And these three terms, assets, liability, and owner's equity, they actually form the balance sheet. Okay, we spoke about the balance sheet and what it means to us in the business, how it will help us, why the balance sheet exists there, because you need to see if your business is growing and the value, the financial value of your business. And these things are very important because it will tell you the story of your journey. What have you achieved in the journey throughout the duration of operating your business? We constructed a balance sheet yesterday. I've sent out I've sent the picture of the whiteboard that I did. Forgive me if it's rough, but I hope I'll write a bit better today, so that you can see it properly. But I trust that all of you are very capable, and you understand the learning yesterday. I could see the interest, how keen you were to actually participate in the exercise that we did yesterday. And I'm very proud of you because this group is just, you're very on with the information that we were sharing. And I know that your interest in running your own business, you are serious about it, and that's why you really sat there and sacrificed and just contributed to the learning yesterday. I could really tell. So it was fruitful yesterday, and I'm happy with it. But if you feel that you see something that you don't understand, please don't hesitate, don't be shy. The more we learn, the more we question, the more we answer. We're all learning, and we will be able to do well in our different space of work. Okay, so that was where we ended. And then today we are going to see if the business is making money. Okay, so can you see the PowerPoint that I've shared? What I'll do is, when we go into reading it, I will increase the page. Okay, let me just go there. Okay, does that look all right to everybody?
Yeah, you can see it properly, Mary.
Okay, thank you. So today we're going to look at sales. All right, sales. So this is when your business is operating. You want to see if your business is making money, because that's the whole point of operating your little project. You want to make money and you want to grow. You don't want to be doing it. It's not a tea party kind of thing for us. No, it's hard work. It's blood and sweat. So you want to see how your business is doing well in your work. Okay, so here under sales, it says the purpose of a business is to make a profit. A business does this by selling goods and services for a price that exceeds the cost of making. Yeah, remember that you want to sell the goods and services for a price that exceeds the cost of making and selling the goods or providing the service. Okay, so you want to make sure that your price is above all your costs. To know whether the business is making a profit or not, it needs to keep record. I emphasized a lot on record keeping yesterday. Yeah, a lot of us, when we're operating our little business, and for example, if I was to mention, like making ice block and selling from home, you just count the number of ice block you've made. You will, your price, and that's it. To us, it's all mentally recorded. So what we're saying here is you need to keep records. And when you keep records, you need to know how much money is collected by simply writing. Okay, so it states here of how much money is collected, called the sales or revenue, and how much is paid out, expenses. Do you know that you also incur expenses in your businesses? Yes, and you have to keep records too of that. Yes, so that you can actually calculate if you're making a profit. Okay, so the difference is profit. And regardless of how much the owners enjoy running a business or how much customers like the products, the business will only be able to remain in business if it can generate a profit. And that's the truth. No matter how much you enjoy operating your business, your customers love your product, but the business can only operate with the money it has. Okay. So there are two equally important aspects of making a profit: the sales revenue that is generated and the expenses that are paid. We will start with sales and look at expenses a little later. In order for us to know how much profit how businesses record, when you go to the supermarket, you do your shopping and you get a receipt. All right, let me pull up one of my receipts. So you get a receipt from the supermarket, okay, like that. Okay, what do you see on the receipt? Let's just have an open discussion. Let's start with the top. What do you see from the top? If you have a receipt,
Business name, business team, date,
good.
cashier team, cashier name,
Okay.
invoice number.
Yes. Items. What about the items that you purchase? And the
then
price? Yes.
items with the VAT
Yes.
and the amount, and if there's any discount given, and the cash received and the change given out.
Wonderful. Okay. So do you know that is a recording of their business? That is a recording of their sale? So
Yes.
how are you doing your recording? If they're giving you a receipt and they have their copy, how is your business sales being recorded right now? And if you want to share, how are you recording it? Are you recording it? That's a question.
Yes.
Are you good? And how are you recording it?
Giving out manual invoices.
Okay. And where can you get this? Yes. And where can you get these manual invoices?
In bookshops, I got it from RB Patel. They have it.
Good. So simple, eh? Yes. Very good. Can you show that again, Marina? Okay, everyone can see that, eh? So what you do, yes, continue.
Giving out invoices and keeping records is one of the main things. If we enlarge our business in future for VAT return and something, the FIRCA will need 7 years records to be kept.
Yes, very good. Shristika, that's you, eh?
Yes, madam.
Wonderful. Okay, so that's it. You have to do your manual recording the simplest way that you can do it. Get a receipt book from the bookshop. You have a whole book of it, and then you can issue a receipt to your customers. Otherwise, if you don't have that, take the time to get a little a book and do your recording. Open a new page every day, put the date, and put all your sales. You can even put them by time, how much was being purchased, put the price there, put the total so that it can add up to you. So that's what you need to do. You need to record your sales. And the reason why you need to record your sales, hold on. Here you go. Can you see it? Sorry. Okay, here we go. This is the reason why you need to record your sales, okay? Over the course of a year, a business will make a lot of individual sales transactions. To understand how effective the business has been, a record needs to be kept of the sales that have been made. The easiest way to do this is to create a written record of each transaction as it occurs. Okay, so we've spoken about how we can do the recording. Now at the bottom, it says here, it is important to record every sale. The two main reasons are these. At the end of the year, all of your sales can be added up to calculate exactly how much the sales have been for the year. So at the end of the year, you can see if your business was doing well or not. Did it grow? And then number two, you can compare. Comparisons can be made over time to see if the sales are increasing or decreasing, and identify if there are peak sale time during the year. Okay, so you can compare the months. You can tell, okay, during this period, it's busy. This business is in demand, the products that I make, that I sell. And then it will reflect as well the months that a bit slow, it doesn't make much sale. You should know why. Maybe the lockdown, maybe your location, maybe the weather. Okay, Shristika, would you like to, you put your hand up, you want to ask something?
No, madam. Just for the record keeping, I just remembered that we need to keep our sales recorded, because at the end of every year, by March, the following year, we have to, since we are not, some of the company, if you are not registered for VAT,
Yeah.
we have to fill and give a declaration to FIRCA that how much we have made the
Yes.
income. We are
Yes.
a registered company and not registered under VAT. So we have to declare
Yes.
our income.
Yes, so you have to declare. You have to
Yeah.
declare so that you can, you know, where they can see that you are operating, that your business is legit, and that your income is, you know, it's for transparency purposes as well, so that you are truthful about your income. And sometimes doing that, it helps you to build a relationship with these places where they can help you. And trust me, when you go to the tax office to declare your income for your business, they are there to help. It's, if you don't understand something, they will help you, they will assist, but you have to ask. Okay, you don't be shy, because if you don't understand what you're doing and you submit it and something is wrong, you don't want to get into trouble, and you don't want to look incompetent as well. They're there to help you, and they're there to guide you. It's just that they want to make sure that your business is not going to be impacted by some, you know, unconscious mistake, or you know, just forgetting to declare. But as your business grows, this is some of the things that you will have to do. Okay, you will have to start declaring. And when you do that, you are literally, like I said yesterday, you are formalizing your business. You are literally setting the foundation for your business to grow. And that is actually good, because come the time your business has been doing really well, and you are branching out, and you are going to operate from different locations, that relationship you built with them, it's going to come into handy. They will be more helpful to guide you. Okay. Just okay. So I just have a colleague that's just joined me in the room, Melly, and he's just here to listen in. He's also a trainer, so hope that's all right with you, Marvin.
Yep, that's right, Mary Angela. We need all
Thank
the
you. He's
experts
also a
we can
trainer.
get. No worries.
Thank you. He's also a trainer in our organization, and he used to be based in the West. So he's just sitting in to listen to the business basic workshop. All right, so that's why we need to understand why we need to do this recording. Okay, it is for your own benefit, for the benefit of your business. If you're truly serious about wanting to grow your business, these are the little things that you need to continue to do best in your business, so that you can really see how much you're making, whether you can grow, and it will tell you the story of how you can plan for your future. There are maybe times during the year when in your comparison, the months could be slow. That's when you start to generate idea. What can I do during this time so that I can continue to generate income, that I can keep hitting that target mark of profit making during this slow time in this business that I'm operating. And that's going to guide you. It's literally a guide as well. Okay. So that's on sales. And then we have expenses. Do you know that you pay for things in your business? Like, we're very happy. Yes, Marida. We're very happy to be making money. And sometimes if you get carried away and you get too excited, you forget to look at how much you are spending. Now, as your business grows, as you make more, or you make more profit, or you are generating more income, in order for you to keep it at that level, you need to pay more. Okay, your expenses too will rise. You have to remember that. Okay, so the best thing you need to do, like I had mentioned yesterday, you need to collect your receipts. always collect your receipts, those invoices that you get from your supplier. You need to keep a record of that. And we had said already that the only way you can see your profit is when you have the record of your expenses, you measure it to your sales, you minus how much you've been paying from your sales, and you can truly see your profit. So the types of expenses that a business has will depend on the type of business. Okay. However, there are some type of expenses that are common to all types of business. Typically, all businesses will need to pay wages. Okay. How many of you have your business where you have people come and help you? You have family members that are helping you to create your product, or you do everything yourself?
Yes.
No, we have family member
Okay.
helping out. Yeah.
Okay, and I say, now do you pay them?
Yes, I pay them after.
Pay them after. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
like because I've just started the chicken farm, so I need manpower
Okay,
to put the sawdust and
True.
feed them and all. Yeah,
true. So you pay them after you get your income, and
get
good.
the income after I sell all.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Anaise. So these are your family, these are people that will help you willingly. What would happen if you don't pay them and you bank on your relationship with them to be part of your business?
Yeah, if I don't pay them, then that's it. Even though what I find is, even though the relationship is there, my son-in-law, my cousin, and all, but everyone needs money this time. You
True.
cannot just bank on relationship. You need, to me, I feel that I still, even though they'll tell me it's okay, we just want to help you, but give them something, just so that you can keep them even for a long term. That when I mean, for me as a woman, for a female, I need, I can't do some heavy stuff. So I need the males in my family to help out.
Yes.
So we need to pay, we need to give them something just to maintain the relationship. Two, it's also an income for them.
Yes.
Some are not working. So that money really helps them, and they would really appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true. Even though you have that relationship that can never ever change, that's your family, that's your blood. But you have to remember, if they were not available, you would have to find someone to come and do that work. And what will you have to do? You will have to pay them. So equally,
Yes.
even if your family is not available to help you, or your friends or people that you're acquainted with are not there to help you, if you were to run that business and you needed help, let's just say you were running your business from a different country, you will need to employ people. You will not have many family around it, but you will need to employ people and you will need to pay them. So why not we do the same with our family? So that's wonderful. One of the things that are similar in all businesses is that you have to pay wages, okay? And rightfully said by Anaise, people need money today, and they're willing to work so that they can earn, okay? So for both,
That's right.
we pay wages for both the owners and the staff. Do you know that you have to pay your wages as well? Yes, you have to. But as the business is still small, I know that most of your income, you are just pumping it into the business for now. As you just start off, you're just trying as best as you can to maintain the income of the business to remain there. Okay, so many will have stock expenses. Okay, you are paying for stock. Some other expenses may be electricity, phone, rent, or advertising. These are examples. But do you know, apart from your stock, you have to pay for other expenses? Yes, you have to pay for the expenses. Like some examples were given here: electricity, phone, sometimes rent. When I was conducting this training for the business operators in the flea market in Suva, they told me that when they are there during the day, they have to pay for using the facility, the men's and women's bathroom, or the toilet. And they discovered during my training that that is part of their business expense. Every 50 cents they pay is incurred by the business. And they realized that, there could be something better. I said, see, if you want to cut down on your expenses, you all have to come together and, voice your view with your landlord. In that case, it was the town council. Like, you're already paying rent. Where are some areas that they can, just complement you paying rent, like give you the facility for free. So when they realized all the little things that they were paying apart from their stock, they understood, hey, this is chewing into my profit. And it's a matter of understanding what I'm paying for, then I can actually try and minimize the expenses. You have to reflect both. The one that you pay directly for your stock, and the other one is for the other expenses. Okay, you have to count both. When you count both, then you'll be able to see if you are really making a profit. If you, let's just say Marida, sorry, Marida, will continue to use your business as an example. Marida's business is the tie-dye. Marida is buying paint, she's buying strings, she's buying material, she's doing all the work at home. So Marida will be in operation. When she has her material ready and she sells those tie-dye tops and skirts or t-shirts, when she sells them, Marida will be receiving her income. So for example, Marida sells 10 t-shirts and she earns $100. So let's just say it's $10 each. So when Marida receives that, Marida will be thinking, oh, I bought my paint, my material, it cost me $50. All of that. And then Marida is thinking that she's made $50 profit. Is that true, Marida? That's just an example. Yeah. But
no, it's not.
Yes, but Marida has to take into consideration, when she had to go and get the material, the paint, she had to pay for transport. When she had to work on her tie-dye, she had to use water. What other things that she must be using that she has to pay for? Those are the things. Maybe Marida is calling her customers. Your t-shirt is ready. So Marida has to pay for recharge. Those are the things that Marida has to also remember to take into account. So after she's counted or she's recorded her your expenses, you have to make sure that you take everything into account. Marida? Those are the things that you have to remember. So you have the direct cost with your product, your stock, and then you have the other expenses. And then Marida decided she wanted to put an ad in the newspaper. The ad in the newspaper cost another $10. So those are the things you have to start calculating, including it. Marida thinking she's paying out of her own pocket, but no, it's coming out of the business money. And once you have all of that, then you'll be able to really see whether you made a profit out of that $100. So she will start to look at, oh, I made only $3. I paid in total $97. All these things that I paid for my business. Maybe she wanted to taxi to town and taxi back. See? So these are the things you have to remember. And the amount of water she's using for her tie-dye. She has to pay that water bill. Even though you're using the water at home, but you can actually put a little bit of money aside for that expense as well, because you're using it both for your family and for your business. And rightfully, the business should contribute to paying for those sort of expenses, so that you can really see the profit that you're making. So that is what you will be recording. So collect all your receipts, collect all your invoices from your suppliers. You keep that. The best thing you can do is, if you have them in paper form, you can always if you don't have a plastic folder, you have a manila folder, you can stick it on A4 paper, and then you can file it neatly, or have a little plastic folder they have today, and you can put all your receipts in there properly and do your recording on a separate journal after that, and you can date them. Okay, put them in days. Today I went and got my stock. Tomorrow I decided I need to go and get something else. Remember, you pay for that. Everything that you are incurring in cost, you record it in your journal for your business, because at the end of the month you want to see, okay, this month here I sold so much, but where's the money going to? You can only tell when you have all these things black and white. Don't forget that. Please do not do mental recording. Why I'm emphasizing on that more, we are very vulnerable to that. It's a habit. It's a habit that we have. It was quite saddening to run this session in our municipal markets here in Suvarnasari, and then to find out from the vendors that were there. Some of them said they've been operating there for 7 years. They've been doing well to stay there for 7 years, but they questioned where all their money was going to after this learning. What was saddening was when they said, they didn't even register. They don't have any formal business registered under their name. Number two, they don't have any recording. So they really didn't know whether they were really moving or not. And then they were very open to share the hardships they were facing while operating their market vending business, selling their vegetables and root crops, because they said that there are days when they really struggle. The good days are there, and it's only when it's like the weekend when they make some money, but the rest of the day, what happens? They struggle. And because they were not doing the recording, so they really didn't know whether they could grow or not. They were just living each day as it comes. And when they found out that, some of them had been there for more than 5 years, and they were just thinking, man, by now I could be doing other things. Had I just had that recording, I could be doing other things. I could be selling here, I could be starting another business. The potential was there. They just didn't have the understanding of the importance of doing this small thing, the recording, which eventually is a big contribution to your business growing. Okay, it may sound insignificant right now because we think we know where everything is. Another reason why I say don't do mental recording, remember, you are busy every day. You have to operate your business. You have to look after your family. The students that are in this session, like Rupanshi, you have to study. Okay, so when do you have time to remember all this? When you are busy. Best thing to do, you also have downtime during the day in your business. Do your recording, okay, so that you can capture it, and later on you can come back and look at it. If you miss something, your recording will show you. You could remember a few things, and then when you look at the recording, oh yes, I did pay for this as well. It really adds up. Okay, so that's on expenses. And now we look at profit. Okay, how do we determine our profit? Okay, so making a profit is about maximizing sales and minimizing expenses. Okay, so you try to look at areas where you can minimize expenses. So instead of Marita catching the taxi that day when she needed to go and buy her supply, she will sacrifice and say, you know what, I really want to make a profit because I work hard. Catch the bus. She's gonna catch the bus and she's going to reach her destination the same way she did with a cab. An important part of making a profit is in setting the right price for the product or service. So how do you determine price? See, we're not going to touch deep into pricing because pricing is like a workshop on its own, and we don't cover that in our session, but I'll touch a little bit on the top, okay? So your right price, maybe an idea how you can determine your price is you can talk to those that are currently operating the same business as you and find out how much they are selling their items for and why and all of that. Communication is so easy with us here in the Pacific. We can just know with someone we know, and they are always willing to share, and that's why we are very happy people, because we don't withhold information like this. But you have to be bold. I said already yesterday, when you want to operate a business, you can't be you can't be always sitting in your comfort area. Sometimes you have to try and step outside of your comfort zone, and only then what did I say? You will discover your potential. You will discover some things you never knew you have, some skills you never knew you had. You will discover just by stepping up, okay, and understanding that yes, I can do this. We've all gone through that change, and we are amazed at what we can achieve just by stepping outside of our comfort area. And that's what your business needs. Your business needs you to be a little bit uncomfortable. Step outside, be bold, ask questions. Only then you will learn. The person that is probably the most talkative around your business community, I emphasize this to the market vendors. Said, sometimes we can be sitting here and we can be judging them. Really, this one, go here, that, I don't know, this, that, talking. You just don't know. That person could be friendly everywhere, but learning. Because they are bold to go here and there, and they find out a lot. I said, that's the person you should be the closest to, because they got all the information. And those are some things that we can do for ourselves and for our business. Okay, so on pricing, the first element of making a profit is setting a reasonable sale price. Okay, so you look at how much you have incurred in your expenses, how much you paid for, and then you can determine your price from there. Another way is for you to find out what's the current market price just by shopping around. You can go into this place, oh, how much is this? And then you can be able to determine your pricing too from there. So here we go. Firstly, how much the goods or service that the business is selling cost to make or provide should be considered. Okay. Firstly, how much the goods or services that the business is selling cost to make or provide should be considered. The business needs to make sure that the price covers all of the operating costs, including production, transportation, and labor. And the labor is like the wages. You take all of that into account and you'll be able to determine your price. Secondly, what customers are prepared to pay for the goods and services should be considered. Okay, if the price is set too high, then people will not want to buy. If the price is set too low, the business will not make enough profit or any profit at all. Okay, so I'll just quickly draw just a little exercise, but it's actually it is actually something that did happen. Okay, one moment. Can you see the board? Okay, so my question is, it's a story. I'll tell you in a form of story. So this man went to China. So this man went to China. Can you see that?
Yes.
And he went and he bought 100 necktie. Can you see that? One tie cost $1. $1 per tie. Can you see that? All right.
Yes.
Okay. No, you don't have to note anything down. Just listen to my questions, and then you can answer. So what happened here was, this man took that 100 necktie and he took it to Japan. Look at that. When I talk about going to the market, or the people that conduct the same business as you, ask questions. In his first week, he was selling $10 one tie. Is that a good price?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened here was, in the first week, he tried to sell the necktie, and he was selling in the most busiest area with foot traffic and people, and everything was displayed well. He did not make one single sale. Yeah? He just went set up and he didn't make one single sale. At the end of that week, he shared to one of his friends, I didn't sell a single tie. And his friend advised him, here you go. His friend advised him, add another zero. So how much is that now?
$100 a tie.
$100 one tie. Do you think he'll be able to sell?
No.
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 And He didn't even sell it at $10, yeah? Okay, so what he did was, he did that. He sold $1, $100 one time, okay? And at the end of the week, he sold out, okay? He followed his friend's advice, and then he sold out, okay? Why do you think that happened? He couldn't sell it at $10, but he managed to sell it at $100.
Because the market price for the ties was $100. So he was selling at a low price and the customers thought it's a low quality item.
Okay. What we can say here is, good try. What we can say here is, he was able to find out from himself when he inquired with his friend. The friend told him $100 a tie. He didn't know that that market he was selling in, only if it's expensive, then people will buy.
Yes.
See the discovery. I hope that sort of, like, opened our eyes to what the meaning of pricing is. So it's not in depth, but it, just to touch basically what I'm trying to emphasize here is, make sure you are charging the right price. And in order to do that, you need to look at your expenses. Okay, what all you are incurring, and you need to take into account the price that you are trying to determine, and then you need to see that you have that you're above the break even, your price. So I won't go in depth into that, but what I can tell you is, make sure that you don't go over it, not too much, the people will not buy, but you need to charge the price according to the market that you're selling to, so that people will be willing to buy, and you'll still be able to make a good profit for your product. Okay. And another way that you need to be able to achieve profits for your business is expense management. I had already mentioned it in sales. Manage the expenses that you are incurring right now. Cut down on some of the things that you are paying for. You look at where you can make some changes. And the only best way to do that is when you have the recording. The best thing to do is when you have the recording, you can see, okay, I think I can make some better decision in here. I can go and shop around and look for a better price here, negotiate. Maybe I shouldn't be using too much water, or I should be mindful of the electricity. Once I'm done, I unplug things that I use. Those things you have to start considering. Maybe I shouldn't be using too much recharge, because I'm not, I am actually using more of the recharge, just wasting time on social media when I could be investing it more into my business. Okay, so expense management is another important part of running a profitable business. To make a profit, the expense must be kept to a minimum. Okay, the minimum, the lesser you pay, the better for your business. But expenses shouldn't be cut just because it saves money. There are some things that need to be paid because they're essential to keep the business operating. Okay. The best thing to do is to question each expense. Exactly. Question each expense. Is this relevant? Will this help my business? Okay. Ask if it is really needed to keep the business running. Okay. Or whether it is just something that is nice to have. Then if the expense is necessary, get the best possible quality at the cheapest possible price. So don't compromise your quality, but try and look at areas where you can fix your expenses where it doesn't chew too much into your costing. Okay. So that's on profit. And what these three topics cover: sales, expenses, and profit. They cover here, hold on. They cover what's called an income statement. Okay. Income statements can be constructed monthly. So this is where you will go in and look at your expenses, and then you compare it to the sales you've made, and then you'll be able to see your profit. Okay. So an income statement or profit and loss statement records the total sales made over a particular time period, commonly a year or a month. Okay, the expenses paid to make those sales, and finally the profit the business has made. Right? So this is an income statement of a big company, Pacific Office Supplies. If you look at that, this is for the 12 month. Okay, so their total sales is 1.520 million. And then their cost of sale. Now, cost of sale is the actual stock directly to do with the stock. Okay, hold on, let me just, oh, here we missed that page. Okay, so after you record your expenses, sorry, we are retracting. After you record your expenses, 2 reasons why you should do it. At the end of the period, all of the expense journal entries can be added up to calculate if your expenses for that period. You'll be able to identify some areas where you can improve, and it can also identify your period of peak time, where you're paying more. Those are the times when you are selling more. So this is the cost of sale. Sorry, cost of sale. There are two different categories of expenses for any business. The first is known as cost of sale. Remember that, and these are the expenses that are directly related to making or providing and selling our goods or services. To do with your stock, okay, with the actual product. So Marida, if you are unable to, let's say, produce your tie-dye materials, and then you decide to get someone to help you, maybe you got a big order, let's just say you got a big order in, and the time frame was very close, so you know that it's a bit a lot, and you need to get help. When you look at your expenses, the cost of paying that person to help you is included in the cost of sale. Can you see that? When they come in to help you do the work, just for that time, they can be included as part of your cost of sale because they are producing the product. That's what it means. Okay, the operating expenses is here. Hold on, we were looking at that balance sheet. Here. So the cost of sale is one of the costs that you need to deduct first from the total sale. Okay, the cost of sale is all the cost with the product, to do with the product. Okay, so that those that have a canteen, the cost of sale is to do with all the items on the shelf that they sell. Okay, so all the costing to the supplier. After you deduct the cost of sale, and then you will have to also deduct the other expenses. Those are the operating expenses. So look at this. Cost of sale for the Pacific Office Supply is a big amount. That's probably to do with all their stock, all the stuff that they bought from the supplier, and they were selling it at their office. So look at this. After they minus the cost of sale, then they have a gross profit. That's what always happens with a lot of people. They always think that they have made a good profit, just deducting only what they thought was, oh, because I bought all the items, I bought all the ingredients for the ice block, the milk, the sugar, what else? The flavor, and then I mixed the ice block, and when I sold 20, it came to about how much? Maybe $20, because $1 one. So I bought the items for $10. The other $10 is my profit. No, they haven't taken into account the other expenses at the bottom. They haven't taken into account the cost of the electricity, the water, the transport for them to go and get the ingredients. When they include that, and then it's deducted from the other $10, maybe the total amount came to $5. Then they can really reflect their net profit right at the bottom here. Okay, here you go. Oh, sorry. There, The net profit is here. Not this one. Here, net profit. Can you see? I've highlighted that. Eh? So you need to deduct the other expenses so that you can get your net profit. All right. So we were looking at that example. Now what we'll do is we'll look at one case study. We're going to do one case study. All right. Everybody can actually participate in this exercise. And I'll do it on the wall and I'll take a picture of it like yesterday. I'll do it on the whiteboard. I'll take a picture of it like yesterday so that we can, and then I can, you can look at it later. When you get your booklet, then you can try it out there. So let's look at this one here. The case study is on island styling again. Island styling sold 50 t-shirts for $5 each. 25 dresses for $10 each, and 25 shorts for $10 each. So we're going to find out what is Island Styling's sale for the month of April. Okay, so 50 t-shirts. Can you see the board? Times 5 equals, how much is that?
250.
250, good. And 25 dresses. $252, eh?
250, yes.
250.
And 20. Sorry, I'm writing up there. Can you see it now? And then 25 shorts came to 250. So the total here is 750.
750.
Yeah. And this is the sale. This is the total sale. So here we will have sale. Okay, we'll have island styling. April, April 2021. Okay, this is the income statement. Can you see that? Okay, so here I noted down the sale, 750. Can you see that? All right. I might as well hold it up like this. All right, so now we have to do the income statement. Can you see that? We're drawing the income statement. So we're going to put sale for island styling, which is 750 here, 750. Okay. I have one table down here. We'll look at that again later. All right. So I'm drawing this table on the board. Can you see that? Okay. So here we go. So this is their sale, 750. Okay, let me move it to the corner. 750. All right. So this is the income statement for April. Now we're going to look at the next sentence. It says the fabric for the clothing sold cost $500 and the wages for the seamstress to make them were 60. Because Island Styling got a big bulk order, this Martha decided to get a seamstress to help out to produce all this order. So that total becomes the, what is called down here, the cost of sale, okay? Because that's the product, cost of sale, all right? And the cost of sale in total, 500 plus 60 is 560, okay? Minus 750 minus 560 is?
100. No,
100.
no, my bad. 190. 190.
Great. Can you all see that? So do you think this is the final profit?
No.
It says there it's the gross profit.
Gross profit.
Here,
Okay.
it's the gross profit. So it's not the net profit, okay? So someone be thinking, man, Island Styling had $190 profit. Have we taken into account the other expenses, maybe the electricity, those things that they need to operate the business? We haven't, eh? Okay, so it's down below where it says there were also expenses for ad in the paper. Okay, so here we go. The bottom of this table, it says expenses, eh? So here it's called the operating expenses, okay? Okay, so this is the operating expenses, okay? And the operating expenses is the ad, and the ad was how much?
10.
10. And then we have electricity, eh? Electricity was 5.
$5.
And then we have fuel for the motorcycle,
$20.
yeah. 20. Sorry, can you see that? I'm writing on it. And we have phone, okay?
10.
And the phone is 10. And then we have rent. Island Styling pays rent, another 10. And then we have wages, eh?
15.
15. So this total is 30, 40, 50, 60, $70. Is that correct?
No, no.
115.
Rent is 15.
Rent is 15. Wages is
115.
55.
Okay, sorry. Thank you for that. See, everybody's paying attention. Wonderful. So there you go. So the operating expenses comes the total of?
No. Wages is 55. The
55.
total will be 115.
Yeah, total is 115.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So this total here, we will take it to the corner from the top, eh? Here, see? So it's 115. Okay. So we have this 115 from 190. Okay.
19.
Yes. So this is the total
$75.
expenses. And what's the amount here?
$75.
So
75.
that's $5 of net.
Net profit.
Net
Net profit.
profit.
There you go. Can you see that? So we had started with the sale. The cost of sale was 560. The gross profit came to 190. Then we included all the expenses, which is the ad, electricity, fuel, phone, rent, and the wages. And the total came to 115 for those, and it was the total operating expenses. Minusing the 115 from that 190, and we managed to get the net profit, which is 75. Okay, so that's the net profit. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that exercise helps you to break down all your expenses and minus it from your sales so that you can really see if you made if you did make a profit or not. Eh? If you go back and you do practice this exercise or try it out with your current record keeping, and if you have a minus, that will help you, help to guide you on how you can, make a profit, for you to start looking at your other expenses, which areas you can improve. So that was one exercise that we did. Now looking at we attempted the activity. Okay, so the month of May, the same business, this is what they did. They did 60 t-shirts for $5 each, 300. They did 30 dresses for $10 each, 300, and then 35 shorts for $5 each, 175. Okay, so there was an increase in the t-shirts. It was 50 the last month. The new month it came to 60 for $5 each. So the price is the same. Now for the dresses, 30 dresses, it was 25 last month. In May, it was
30.
and the price is still the same, $10. The shorts too increased from 25 to 35. However, the price decreased from $10 to $5. And that's where the price decreased. Look at that. And then their total sale for the shorts came to 175. They made more last month, 250. And this month in May, they've dropped the price and they've made less. Okay, so the total sale there for them, here the table is below. Can you see the total sale? Sales is 775. So their fabric and the payment for the seamstress came to 580, which is the cost of sale. After the deduction, the gross profit was 195. Okay, can you see that? Now, the other expenses, the ad was $10, same thing. Electricity, $5. Fuel was 25, last month was 20. Phone was $10, same. Rent, 15, same. Wages, $60. So it's $5 more. And then they have this new expense, insurance, $110. Okay. They didn't have that last month. So we look at the table here. So they added all of that and it came to a total of $235. Now they have to minus that amount from the gross profit. Did they make a profit for the month of May? They made a loss.
No. Loss.
Yes.
No.
The income statement helps you to see whether you are running on a loss or a profit. When you do this breakdown, it will really show you in detail about your income and your expenses. Okay, so that's what happened. Now, what do you think they should have done better?
Kept the price at $10 for the third one.
Kept the price at $10. Don, you were saying something? Your mic is off, Don.
Sorry, I said the same thing. Do not decrease the price to $5.
True. They were getting yes, continue.
Sorry, and then an added expense this month was for the insurance, which was that was a lot. So
yes,
that would have eaten into a lot of the profit.
Yes. That is
perhaps,
yes.
Sorry, perhaps for insurance, since it's a high amount, maybe they could have made arrangement to do installment, like pay half this month and half next month.
Yes. You all have the answers. That is true. So this is how you can pinpoint some of the things you need to manage your expenses with when you construct this income statement. It will truly help you to do your forecasting as well for next month. When you want to do when you want to do your what do you call that? Your table where you can actually understand what you need to make for the next month. You can actually do that by looking at what you are already gaining for this month. That's how it helps you. That is for island styling. One moment. And then we have waterfall wandering. Okay. So looking at, this is just some examples to help you to actually read it. So waterfall wandering, their sale for the whole year was that amount, 96,000. So the cost of sales came to 58,000. That's probably, the expenses they were incurring to take the tourists for their tours. Okay, the food and all of that. And the campsite and maybe getting everything organized for them, transporting them. Sorry, sir. Shristik, are you with us? It kept dropping off, eh? Okay, so that came to 58,000, and then minusing that amount from their sale, their gross profit was 38,600. So we're looking, it's a big amount because it's for the whole year. So they looked at their expenses for the entire year. They paid wages of 9,700. They paid advertisement, or they paid for the insurance 4,200. They paid maybe for their, vehicle loan, maybe, the repayment for their vehicle 5,600, and their cleaning 1,500. Okay, and the total of that came to 24,100. That's a big amount. So we can say that waterfall wondering from 96,600, minusing all these expenses, the cost of sale and the other operating expenses, their net profit was 14,500 for the whole entire year. Yeah, even though they made a big sale of 96,000, that's close to 100,000, their actual profit came to only 14,500. Not even 50,000 or 40,000. Yeah, like the gross profit says 38,000. No. Their real profit came to 14,500. Okay, so that's how you will be able to determine if your business is making a profit or a loss. Eh? So you can actually use the same format, and if you have a book, you can just make sure you do the breakdown so that you can really see if you're making a profit or not. Eh? Okay, so the financial operating cycle, we're talking about. Okay, Marisi, is it a good idea to use your profit when you meet an unplanned event or emergency in the family, or resort to another form of borrowing? Thank you, Marisi. We were just going to, I'm going to cover that now, into financial operating cycle. Okay, 3 uses of the profit. Ensuring a business is around for a long term will depend on the business profitability and how effectively it uses those profits. So when you start making your profit, like let's just say Island Styling, here, their profit was $75 for last month. They didn't make any profit this month. So waterfall wondering 14,500 for the entire year when they did their income statement. So they have that profit, and what do they do with it? And the question from Marisi was, so we have family obligations, and do we use it? Remember, once you remove the money out of the business for those kind of obligation, you can't reflect it in the business money again. And that is when you have, you've used the business money, and it's not a loan. Yeah? When you're using it for obligations like that, they're not borrowing from you. They're expecting you to use it for your relationship to them. I'm sorry, some of the things I'm going to share will sound, maybe we can say that it sounds a bit harsh, but you have to ask yourself this question. When you're running your business, let's just say, because we've all worked somewhere, when you work for a company, for me, I'm working for the bank, I get paid fortnightly, yeah? So the bank has just paid me this week, and I will not get another pay until 2 weeks' time. I can't go to my employer and tell them next week, please, I need my pay from next week now. I need it right now. Yeah? What will they tell me?
They will tell you no.
Yeah.
That is so kind of you, Don. They will tell me no. Marita, what do you think? I want some truthful answers.
They'll tell you, since you're working for the bank, you might as well take a loan from the bank.
And you are also kind. Frank, what's your idea? Anybody else?
They'll first look at your performance so far, if you're really performing for them or no, and then a little bit of lecture there if you don't perform and if you're absent a lot, and they'll.
True, but simple, They'll just tell me, there's the door. If I go and make that kind of demand, not that they will, but those are just some things we have to think of. Like I can't go and demand for my pay because the agreement is I will get paid fortnightly. So when I'm bringing up this example, I'm trying to make you put yourself in that situation with your business. You should treat your business like you work for the business. Only one payday, not payday every day. Because we are the owner of the business, we're going to start getting, forgive me for my words, we're going to start getting daring. We're going to start getting daring with our business finance. We're going to start thinking that, oh, we can just give it now and then we'll recover it later. But would you know when later you will recover it? You don't know. The future is unpredictable to all of us, and the climate of our business, when it will be doing well, when it will be not doing well, and that is a risk that we take as business owners. Okay. So when it comes to your question, Marisi, I would recommend when you're just starting your business, this is just my recommendation. You can get the recommendation of other experts as well. When you are starting your business, the best thing you can do right now is keep the money of the business in the business. Okay. The unplanned, when you say, oh, to use your profit when you meet an unplanned event or emergency in the family. If it's an emergency, then yes. But if it's an unplanned and it was not, and you know that it's not your obligation, you can say no to some things. There's some things you need to put a pause to, because at the end of the day, if you commit yourself to too many things, you are literally exhausting your business. Like you are putting your business at a high risk of collapsing. Because remember, I already emphasized this yesterday, regardless of all the ideas, the skill that we have to operate a business, if we don't manage the money of the business as it should be, the business can collapse. Okay, so we have to be mindful of how you manage the finance of the business. Okay, because that business runs depending on what it already has, the money. Okay, so here we go. Operating cycle. So I will show you, as you are starting off your business, the three places or the three uses of your profit, where you should be using your profit. The first place is for you to pay the business. Okay, the first use of your profit is to pay the business. This is known as reinvesting in assets. Reinvesting in assets. This means that the business is keeping its profit as cash, purchasing new stock, upgrading equipment, or investing in other new things that will help make more sale. You are going to upgrade in equipments and all of that because you want to produce more. So you're going to upgrade into using other or better equipment, so your production can be can double, can be faster than the normal rate you are at right now. Those are the reasons why you have to reinvest back into the business. You increase your stock, you increase your productivity, you try and gain more out of the time that you have and the money that you have invested into it. Okay, when the business reinvests in assets, it is retaining earnings in the business. Remember the balance sheet, the retained earning comes back into the business. Okay, from Frank, and for us it's okay, someone who runs business will be informed for all obligation, closed or far related. That's true, Frank. You have to, I will not mince my words when I say, you have to ask yourself, if you give in, like if you open that can of worm, you give in to that, the norm, where we know that, oh, we'll be obligated and all that. You have to make the tough decision to say no. Yeah. If you do that, you are at fault of first opening that can of worm. If you make a habit of it, yes, during andavo, true. If you make a habit of it, only your business will suffer. So sometimes we have to ask ourselves as the business owner, is it them or is it us? Sometimes you have to do a self-reflection. Self-reflection on, was it just them or is it me? Because we don't know, maybe it's our own pride. We don't want to look bad, or we want to, competition with someone. So we want to look like we're better than them, but you are not thinking of your business. If your business is not at that level where it can, where you can do those things or use the money for it to those obligations, then don't risk it. And if your business should collapse, those obligations and the commonly used term, because your relative far or near, will they come and help you revive your business again? So at the back of your mind, you ask yourself that question. If my business does not operate today because I was giving in to all these things, obligations, and eventually collapsed, the same people that are obligating me for all these expenses, will they come and help me to revive my business? If it's a no, then you got your answer right there and then. But that's a tough decision you have to make. But like I said already, if you allow it, if you open that can of worm, you allow it in the beginning, you are at fault, not the people asking. You have to really make the tough decision. Say, I'm really sorry. That's not my money. It's the thing for the business. I can't touch it. Because at the end of the day, that is my livelihood right now. That business that I am operating, it keeps me and my family going, where I can pay the bills, I can put food on the table. It helps us to survive, like pay our rent. Those things you have to make the tough decision. Your relation with them will never go away. Blood is thicker than water. You have to remember that. If they stop talking to you, don't worry. They still your family. They can run away from them. So that is paying the business first. The second place you should consider to put your profit or use of your profit to is paying the people the business owes money to. So if you have suppliers, you have established that relationship with your supplier. I'll pay you at the end of the month. Make sure some of your profit you can channel it there so that you can clear what you owe them. Those are some things that you can use. So the second use of the profit is to pay the people the business owes money to. This includes money owed on loans, overdraft, credit card, suppliers. Technically, this is known as reducing the debt. So what you can do, if you have a debt, like if you've bought equipments on high purchase, go and put some profit in there to clear it, so that you can decrease your debt. When the business debt reduces, it is retaining earnings in the business. Okay, so even though you're paying for your debt, but you are retaining the earning to secure your business. All right, and then the number 3, pay the owners of the business. The third use of profit is to pay the owners. We call this take it home. Taking it home. When the business pays profits to the owners of the business, the profits are taken out of the business. You are removing it completely. The elements of the financial statements can be drawn together as the financial operating cycle. This cycle operates within every business, regardless of the size of the business or industry that it is in. This cycle shows the relationship between the income statement and the balance sheet. You know they are related? Income statement and the balance sheet, they are related. The key to a sustainable business is to keep the financial operating cycle turning efficiently. Okay. So the financial operating cycle shows how a business sources and then uses its assets to generate sales and profit. It then shows how the profit are used, either by being retained in the business or being paid out to the owners. Here. Let me see if I can rotate that view. One moment. There you go. That's how it looks. Okay. So the profit, number 1, you're reinvesting it into the assets. Can you see that? So the number 2, paying for the people the business owe money to, reduces the debt. and then taking it home, owner's equity, yeah? Okay, so what I would recommend here is when you, one moment, let me just rotate it back. Everyone seen that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What I would recommend is you are starting off, just keep the business on 1 and 2. The profit, use the profit mainly for 1 and 2. When your business has been running well for some time, then you can increase it and use it for number 3, yeah? Okay. The reason why I say that, because your business needs to be secure. It needs to be secure first and foremost, yeah? And if you look at all these big businesses that are operating, the shop owners in town, if you can imagine as we're talking, some of the businesses like the supermarket, they didn't just go and start like that. They all started like us. Yeah? They continued to reinvest the money into the business. They were paying off things that they owe, and then they grew from there. So that's how you can do it. When you have established yourself, and the experts have said, for your business to actually make a profit, like for you to be secure and to be running well on its own, it will take you after 3 years. So the first 3 years, expect to be running on just what you have right now. And you will be incurring losses, all of that. Once your business has survived the 3rd year, it should be good to go. But it doesn't mean that you start dipping and dipping and dipping. No, you continue to be mindful that the money of the business is for the business. That's how it will survive. Okay, so planning for the future. In the past year, our business has made a profit. We are happy that it can cover costs, but would like it to make more money next year. Now you can plan for your future. What can the business do better next year to operate more efficiently and make a larger profit? So we look at the family business again, waterfall wandering and island styling. Just some ideas from all of you. Now, the lady, Martha, she has her sewing business, waterfall wandering, tour guiding business. What can they do to better their business next year? Any ideas? Can you share?
Perhaps look for fabrics. At times, maybe the suppliers would have their sale, end of year sale or something like that, and they can buy the fabrics in bulk quantities, specifically the ones that they know that would be in demand, because now from the income statement, it would show how, which particular months the business was really picking up and which months it was slowing down. So they would know which particular fabric is in demand. And so during their suppliers' sale period, they can buy all these fabrics and keep it when the business needs it, then they can make use of the fabrics.
Naka, yeah, that's a good way to plan for the future. Buy in bulk when they're on sale. Okay, so Marisi, you said for waterfall business, waterfall wandering, yes. What would you like to add to that, Marisi? Maybe have a relative living abroad, promote your business. True, they can advertise on your behalf. How about, okay, let me just put it out there. You know, island styling and waterfall wandering, there are 2 businesses owned by a couple. The couple, what are they?
Husband and wife.
Husband and wife. So that is called
a family.
Family business.
That's called a marriage.
So the waterfall company could promote and sell some of the, like maybe t-shirts from, the wife's company, promote and sell it every time they do a tour. They're selling the t-shirts or shorts or whatever the initiative is.
Excellent. Excellent. They can come together. They are already married legally, and you can name it in heaven, whatever. Their business too can be married. They can come together and form something to gain more. That's another way of thinking. Like when you plan for the future, you have to be bold. You have to be thinking outside the box. Look around you, see where you can thrive. So maybe some other ideas. Okay, that's waterfall wandering, doing that for island styling. Island styling can they can come together. She can make t-shirts and they can sell it for the waterfall wandering. Another one, any other ideas you want to share? So the woman is operating from home. Let's just say she's operating from home, hypothetically. She's sewing and all of that. And then the tour company is going out. Do you think she can
Delivery.
delivery? Do you think she can make food and sell for them? Yeah.
Yes.
For waterfall wandering, like he's giving them kits for camping. They can sell food on the side as well, provide dinner or maybe a barbecue for them.
Yes.
Adding entertainment.
Entertainment. Man, wonderful. See, only business people will think like that, and you are all business people and you're already thinking like that. So I believe that you got the point there when we're talking about planning for the future. You have to start thinking where you can make more. You can, you have to look at the opportunities right in front of you and see where you can venture into. If you have to venture into other types of business, if you can afford it, go ahead. If you do it because it complements the current one you're doing, why not? Yeah. And that's why it's important for you to plan for the future, because you want to continue to grow and make profits. You want to increase your profit. Okay, so any other questions before I conclude? Yes, Nani said, join business, register for events or rock markets and sell products. True, they can come out and sell in other different kinds of markets. That's very true. Yes, Marvin, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, because just based on that, just from your perspective, there's a lot of businesses that are very common, in Fiji. So for example, if somebody does t-shirt, everybody will do t-shirt. Somebody does logo, everybody will do logo. So, I just wanted to know, based on your experience, how can you as a business person try and identify first the market or the business and come up with something that's quite unique instead of replicating it like what other people are doing? I mean, because reality wise in Fiji, that's the thing that I've seen. If somebody starts something, everybody would cut, copy, paste that. And it's been so even during COVID-19, that was something that was relevant. I just wanted your perspectives of that for those of us that are just listening in or watching. What could be, how can you come up with something out of the blue, but at the same time that does draw a lot of attention to your customers?
That's a really tough question, Mervin, and it's a really good one. But what I truly believe, and this is just my perspective, you have experts out there who can also give you their views. When it comes to identifying that you are not copying people, unfortunately, we have that. We have I can't say competition. Sometimes it's just copycat. You have to know your market. You have to know what people prefer, because anyone can come up with a new idea. For example, I'll give you an example. During the COVID, we had a lot of people trying to do delivery. Trying to do delivery for food and all of that. It was convenient to some. It was a good approach to start a business. We had some of these businesses that came up where they will pick your order and deliver to your house, and it was centered around the restaurants, where they can pick and deliver. I noticed that a lot of copycats came out there. They started to try and do that and all of that online. And you have to just step back and look at the kind of culture and community we have. How many people out there will buy takeaway? How many people are there will order and pay the extra for you to deliver? You have to really look at it and ask, is this long term or is it if it's just a short term? So you have to check if it's feasible, the feasibility of that kind of business. But the best thing you can do is understand your market, where you're located. You have to understand if people like this, if people in your market will be willing to buy. So it came right back down to those information that I shared, when you have to identify the market that you're selling in and if people are willing to purchase what you're trying to sell. So in order for you to do that, the best thing you can do is for you to, like, do a survey. You can do that. Like, you can just go out there and find out if people will buy what your idea is, because there's no use in trying to start something and you don't have buyers. And how do you do a survey? I guess you can use the medium that we have today, online. You can go on social media platforms and just, ask questions there. There can be other ways that you can try. I wouldn't know how other ways that you can try, but we can always go and find out. But this is something that you need to do yourself. You have to try and do like a research, asking questions if people will buy this, and then get their opinion. Listen to what people will say. The best thing you can do is listen. The more listening you do, the better you can understand if your business will work or not. You have to put yourself out there and find out if starting this business will work out or not. Will it work out now or will it work out in the long term? So that was something I noticed, that a lot of people started trying to do delivery, and eventually a lot of complaints started from the customers and from them. They were not very good at it because they were all jumping in like copycats, and not realizing too that a lot of people too don't really need their delivery, because they can just simply catch the bus or the taxi and go and pick up their orders. And they would rather do that, because one thing is for sure was there is a lack of trust in our community. They don't trust these people going to pick their stuff. And the apps that they starting, like, pay through M-Pesa and all of that, the risk was too high. There were so many people trying to commit fraud. And there's so many issues we can read on social media where people have been duped about buying a product and they don't actually get the product because they were paying through these mediums with M-Pesa and all of that. And it becomes risky for a lot of us. So that's something that you really need to have a look at. And I believe, and if you have any other ideas, please feel free to share now. You need to go out there and ask questions. You can, like I said, use the mediums we have, use your friends, use your family to do the probing, just ask around and see if it's a good business to start or not before you start it. Otherwise, it can give you an idea, oh, no, I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should try something different. And go with what people say. Like, listen to their opinions. They can be able to guide you and give an insight into what the preference is out there in the community. I'm not sure if I've answered your question, Broderick. Can let me know?
No, that's fine. Yeah, I just wanted your perspective on that. I'm sure others would want to contribute, but thanks, Mary. I appreciate that.
Naka. So do we have any other questions from the group before I conclude?
Can I just share my experience?
Yes, please, go ahead.
With regards to my tie-dye, what Mervyn Broderick said is true. There's a lot of people doing it, not only in the Western Division, also here in Suva. So before I started, one thing I did was I went to one of my competition and I bought out their product so that I test the quality of it in terms of the color and the fabric as well. I was able to know their weakness. And apart from that, I also visited their page because their page has the customer reviews and also the picture of their products. And there I was able to pick out that some competition, they don't really, because paint is expensive, what they do is they don't really apply too much color to their fabric because they're trying to save up the paint. And also I noticed that some of my friends, like some businesses, when they have the orders, before they post it to their customers, they take a picture of the package that is about to be delivered to their customers. So when I noticed that one of my friend has ordered a particular product from them, I would wait for my friend to receive it, and I would ask for their opinion. How do they feel about the product that they got from the competition? Was the quality good, or what would they really see change in the production of their whatever that they ordered? So that was one way that has helped my business, so that I can improve on those weaknesses and I do not repeat the same.
Wonderful. That is true.
Yeah, as someone who, for, you know, like for example, if you're buying a custard pie or pineapple pie, they're everywhere, advertised everywhere. It seems like everyone is making the same pie. However, if you go and you buy like I think my brother bought one last week at the market here in Nandi, the quality was just terrible. It was very cheap, so the price was good, but if the quality is not there and the consistency, like one time it's good, another time it's not good, you're not going to go back and they're not going to get repeat business. So as a business owner, what you're putting out there to sell has to be of high quality, has to be consistency. And your place, I think social media now is very, very important. So you can have your pineapple pie or whatever it is, post a fabulous photo, post a video online, and people will start to follow you. You start to gain momentum and start to build your brand and build your trust. And that's really important. And that'll, you know, make you stand out from the rest, I think.
Naka, anybody else wants to contribute? Anyone else has any sharing before we conclude today? Okay, thank you so much for sharing, because that will give everyone an idea and how they can determine if the business line that they are going into, that it will be something that will work out for them or not. Marvin, I'm sure you will be able to get some more ideas and share it to our participants. So here we go. Just conclude this learning with us. So throughout this workshop, we have looked at some of the basic concepts of managing the finance of a business, okay? Every business starts with a simple idea, but that idea needs money so that the asset can be bought that the business will use to generate sales and ultimately make a profit. The best tools available to manage your business finances are the balance sheet and the income statement. This workshop was designed to help you understand how they work and how to build them. Okay, so we constructed the balance sheet and the income statement, and I hope that it was simple enough for you to understand. Okay, this is the beginning of your journey to make a business sustainable and profitable in the long term. Okay, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to also let you know that when you will receive your booklets, it has a glossary. Of the terms that we were using during the training, such as assets, liabilities, and owner's equity, all of that. You can refer to the back of the book. Yeah. Here you go. So your booklet is an A3 size, and it's actually at the back of the book. So if something you don't understand, you can refer to the back of the book with the learnings that we covered already, all the topics that we covered, and we have extra things there that can help you to understand the learning. Yes. So with that, I wish you all the very best with your business. I hope that this will add value to the business that you're operating now. You understand the importance of record keeping. It's really important. You can start with a simple type of record keeping just to ensure that you are capturing the income and the sales, the expenses, all of that with your business. So you can really see for yourself if you can, if you're growing or not. So if there's no other questions, I'd like to hand this time over to Mervyn, and I'd like to thank all of you for your participation and your patience. Vinaka.
Thanks so much for that, Mary Angela. Give me a second. Thank you again on behalf of Ignite4Change, and of course, I think everyone here. Thank you so much again for these 3 days. I'm sure everyone has grasped quite a lot. Just for the benefit of everybody here, because we want to give this, we only have a few minutes to go before we wrap up things. Yeah, I'm just gonna, because you have sort of carried us through this journey, I'm just gonna now just one by one with everybody, yeah, just to share what they've learned and what they've gotten.
Good.
Yeah, so you know, we want to ensure that our work here for the past 3 days was not done in vain, eh? And that's equally important. I'm just gonna start off with Rupanchi. Rupanchi, could you just share with us? So what I would ask participants to do just before they start sharing is, first of all, share what you took out from this training, but at the same time, what now with knowledge and skills that you've gained from this training, how are you going to implement that in your day-to-day living? So just think about that for the rest of you before I start calling you people out. So Rupanchi, I'm going to give you the time. So Rupanchi, when you're ready.
Okay, so for the past 3 days, after these really amazing sessions, from the first session itself, after all the tips that were given to us by Mary Angela, I always saw my dad do those things, but I always thought it was just because he's, trying to save money. I mean, like, not mostly save money, but I thought he was just being keeping his money to himself mostly. That's what I used to think. But then after listening to those tips, I realized those are really very helpful tips, mostly in the long run. And then as a student, I have to also learn to save, because student loans, that's a very big thing for us. And then after hearing about the business setups and how everyone is also handling theirs, I realized that service, the quality of your goods, and how important it is to note down everything. These things are so important. So I'm definitely, if I do start a business, hopefully by this year, then I will keep those in mind, and I will hope that I can run a successful business and save for my future also. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Rupanchi. Thank you for that. Shiristika, when you're ready.
Thank you, Melvin, and thank you, Ma'am Angela, Mary Angela. From this session of 3 days, the main thing, I had a background of accounting, finance, everything, but that was in general what we all go through it during our school time. And even I did my bachelor's in accounting and management, but still that was still the same as general. But during this session, I came to know that which things will comply in my life. For example, budgeting. That was I was very bad at. And for my business, budgeting was the most thing, because I borrowed loan from my mother, which I have to pay her back. So budgeting was very important for me. I learned how to carry out budget, how to control my emotions in business terms, and also the cash flow of inflow and outflow of cash flow. What we did yesterday of balance sheet is also very important, because currently in my business, I just started, but I came to know that my business is not balanced yet. So that was the most important thing that I need to implement in my business, so that I can know how to run a successful business in future. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Yes. First of all, thank you for that. It's not easy to just, say it boldly. A lot of people would just hide that factor, but it's good to hear that after the 3 days training that, you've admitted what are some of the downfalls and also how you can improve it in the long run. Nani say, let's try you. What did you learn for the past 3 days?
Okay. So, okay, Bula, everyone. I'd like to thank Broderick and Mary Angela for this 3 days of training. What I've learned so far is about managing the money for the business. Is I'm already a business owner, a sole business owner, which is a consultancy business for occupational health and safety. So I have learned more in doing my income statement for monthly recording and the balance sheet. And moreover, I learn more too in reinvesting in my business. Thank you.
Thank you, Nanise. Really to appreciate that your remarks this afternoon. Okay, Moji, could you just share with us some of your experiences and what you learned? Moji, could you hear us? Okay, while we wait for Moji to come around, Frank, what did you, give me a second. Yeah, just wanted to hear from you.
Thank you very much. First of all, the first day of training really answered my question that I've had for a very long time. My question was, why are Indians very successful rather than the Ethiopian? No offense, but after the first day of training, then I got to understand why are they so successful compared to Fijians, even if you own a business or not.
Right.
So that was the whole thing I got from the first day. And from the second day and from today, you don't really have to own a business in order to implement whatever we've learned for the last 2 days. But you know, our daily lives, and as a breadwinner in the family, somehow I've implemented already for the last 2 days, especially for the spending diary. And I've really, it turned out well to see how much that you spend in a day that you could save.
Thank you so much, Frank, for that. Yeah, it's interesting comments, but it's really good at the end of the day. That is the reality of it all, and it's because of trainings like this. We hope that after this training, that you will now sort of make your mark and sort of change that perspective, not only for Itaukes, but for Fijians as a whole. All right, Madam Anaise, let's hear from you. What have you got for us?
Thank you very much. I really learned a lot on this past 3 days, today being the third day. And first of all, I must say thank you very much for having this course. And like I said, I've learned a lot, especially from the first day, the basics of managing my money. And, before it was number one was like the last, So now it's going to change. Like what Mary Angela had said, you can hear and listen and give your views, but you have to be practical about it. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that's a big takeaway, a big lesson for me that I learned from these 3 days, especially the first day. And the other 2 days, I learned so much again, deciding, it's important you just don't see anyone doing online business or selling food that you want to do it, because first you have to know yourself. What can I do? What skills do I have? And knowing that, then you have to do your research You just don't expect to start it up and expect that you have buyers out there. Eh? So it's important to first find out if it's viable, and two, are you able? How are you going to attract your buyers? Then you got to market it. Don't just expect it to someone is just going to buy. Maybe your family will be the one buying, but I tell you, not long they will, they will start making excuse. Because some, just in the beginning, they'll want to help you out. Eh? For me, for my experience is, after I lost my job close to 2 years now, because I was also in the tourism industry. And, from having a full-time job and coming out into the society where I knew nothing about business, actually running a business. So I wanted to try out everything. I tried this, I tried that. And, at the end of the day, I was kind of frustrated because, I thought money was going to come in. Okay, but you got to first know know your market, know what you can do, and not just try and copy everybody or whatever everyone is doing, but know yourself, and you have to discipline yourself when it comes to money. So that was a hill that I had to climb, and discipline, have that form of discipline for myself. So once you know that, and then planning. So Mary Angela explained it really well. You got to have a plan. You can't just go in and think you buy and that's it, because in the end you'll end up spending that profit again. So thank you for that planning, goal setting, having a short-term and medium and long-term goal. And that is something that I will have to make, buy my Vanguard sheet, already planned. Vanguard sheet, put it in my bedroom and write it there. So I'll tell all of you if I achieve my goal, my 3 years and 5 years. If you don't hear from me, that means I didn't achieve it. But that is really good. You got to have some form of guidance and direction of where you want to head to with this business. So that's what I've decided to have a Vanguard sheet and put out my goals. And lastly, the administration side. I was not a very good accounting student, and as much as my accounting teacher explained the balance sheet and all, I couldn't get it. But Mary Angela, you explained it so well. Maybe because I'm in my 40s now and matured, but it was just so easy to put it together. What to go on the asset and what to go on the liabilities and the equity side. So moving forward from today, I should be harvesting my chicken in another 2 weeks. So definitely when the next lot comes in for, next batch of chicks, I need to be putting my receipts together, having a proper book, and to record everything and not just expecting everything to be in my mind. Thank you so much for this wonderful 3 days. And I've really learned a lot, like what I've said, there's so many takeaways, and what is left is just for me to put it into action. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anaise, for that. It's good. It's grateful. This is why, we take up this time to hear from everyone, based on what you've learned. At the end of the day, the training is for you people, the onus now is on you, what you do with the information and knowledge. As Mary Angela and I had said from the beginning, this is for you, and, our job is to just facilitate. And we can, have these trainings, you can have refresher, but the onus is on you. But I'm grateful, Madam Anaise, for, the future plans, what you'll be doing, and we wish you all the very best. Marisi, let's hear from you.
So, first of all, I'd like to thank Ignite4Change for the opportunity, and Mary Angela for taking this training. really learned a lot, as I did a lot of different type of businesses, and most of it has failed because of the part of not calculating the expenses and the net profit. And at the back of your mind, once you start getting money, you really think that you're really gaining a lot of money, and for not really doing the calculating part. That's how I really lose out on the business venture. And about keeping records, I like Mary Angela pointed out, using your mental ability. I usually do that a lot. And then at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out, where did this money go to? Maybe did I lose it, lose it in town, or I dropped it somewhere? But to go through this training and to teach you those little things about keeping the receipt and noting it down, and do your calculating, it really gonna help you to build up your business again and to get back there where you were when you started your business. Yeah, and I really learned a lot from this, and I thank you for the opportunity that is given to help you build up your business again. Thank you so much.
No worries. Thank you so much, Mary C. It's grateful to hear from you. I'm just going to read a quick comment here from Moji, because Moji is on another meeting, before I hand it over to, before I ask Madam Dawn to share her thoughts on that. So Moji has written, thank you to Ignite4Change, as well as to Westpac Fiji. He's learned a lot from this training. He'd also like to thank us for counting him in the training, and as he will surely practice everything that he has learned into his business. So thank you so much, Moji, for being with us. All right, Madam Dawn, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciated the entire training, but I think I gained the most information today. I have never ever started my own business. I've thought of it on many occasions, but never really, it's not that I didn't have the chance, I just wasn't motivated to do it. So COVID kind of pushed me into doing it, which I'm grateful for in a way. I learned a lot along the way as well. Some of the products that I had made just wasn't making any profit. And like, you had highlighted today, you really need to take into account electricity, all the other expenses that I wasn't doing initially, and the cost of my product was too low. So I learned how to do that. And the only thing that I had trouble with was to write it all down. And I think that's for a lot of us. So I bought a booklet yesterday. I'm trying to learn Excel, even though I've been in the tourism industry. I was never really taught Excel, or didn't really work Excel very well. So I'm learning how to do that so that I can manage my bookkeeping, finances, and then it shows me whether I'm making a profit. So I really enjoyed today. It really hit home. Thank you.
Thank you for that. All right, Mariva, over to you.
Vinaka, first of all, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, Mary Angela, for taking out your time to teach us the basics. Like Anais, for me, saving used to be the last thing. After I've spent everything, after I've paid everything, the bills and the rent and whatnot, saving used to be the last thing. And by the time I do my saving, it's lucky if I'm able to save 10% of whatever I got. So that was really bad for me. I managed to learn that on budgeting. Another thing is record keeping for my business. Like Don shared, for me, I was just counting the cost of the paints and the fabric. I didn't really go into details about the bus fare that I spent to go and deliver my products, electricity when I iron the fabrics. I never used to count that as part of my expenses. So from today, From what that was shared on this platform, I will have to start to consider that as well. I didn't take accounting in high school, so creating a balance sheet was also an eye-opener for me, because I was able to then map out what are my assets, what are my liabilities, and the importance for them to be matching out all throughout. And the other one is breaking down of profit, like I said, because I never noted down things like recharge, because I'm messaging my customers that their orders are ready. That is part of my expenses. I never used to count that too as the profit. The profit, how, what you call this? What were the two that we learned? Net profit and net profit, and the other one was gross profit. For me, I count gross profit as, yes, that's it. Oh, I made a lot of profit today, but little did I know there are other things that I didn't include. So those are the very important things that I learned today, and I thank you so much. So now, like everybody, I just can't, I'm looking forward to apply and turn a new page and maybe improve and grow from where I am right now. Pinaka.
Thank you, Maritha. Well, I'll have the last word. So, Mary Angela, as a trainer, what's your final thoughts?
Again, I'd like to reiterate that this is not overnight learning, where you just turn a new page suddenly and you have to get everything. You have to start somewhere. You have to make the effort, and you have to put it into practice to actually be able to testify to the truth of this learning. And if you do that, only then will your business be able to manage the financial part of it, where it can help to grow and achieve some of those future plans you have for the business. Now, running a business, remember, you will work longer hours than some of us who have 8 to 5 employment. As a business owner, you will have to make that sacrifice. You may be the first person to wake up in the family, and you might be the last person to go and sleep. That's the sacrifice you give to operate your business. And your downtime, I just thought to share, you know, sometimes we have free time and we have that time to maybe watch a movie, sit down with the family, relax. As a business owner, unfortunately, you will have to sacrifice some of those downtime, and you have to use that downtime as an investment of your time to work on your business, you know, where you can do other things, sit down and put pen to paper, think of other ideas that you can come up with. I carry a notebook all the time, and whenever I come up with one idea, I put it down, pen and paper, because I might forget later on. I'm busy. And not only that, the age too. We are getting older, and sometimes we miss things. So that's why we need to write down all these things. Whenever you think of something, note it down. And as a business person, we never stop. We never stop. Everything just continues to go from there. Those that I have run sessions for, some of them have come back and given me feedback, and they joke about it, but I can tell that you know, in the words that they have shared in their language, they are happy that they actually tried it. You don't expect to get everything now. You will continue to understand it as you progress. So with that, I just want to wish you all the very best. It takes a very strong person, a very determined person, very bold, to go out there and start a business, because it is not everybody's cup of tea. And when you have started a project, don't forget, you are learning, and you are one step ahead of people like maybe us who haven't started a business yet. We want to see more investment in yourself. So this is the first step you've done. You're going out and you're learning this kind of information while you are running your business. Continue to grow and educate yourself. Opportunities you see where you can learn a new skill or information, invest in yourself, invest in your learning, because that's how your business will grow as well. Don't hesitate to do that, because your part of your growing your business is you acquiring new skills, knowledge, building network with people, maintain a good relationship out there. And you know, if you don't have to be a talkative person to know these things, you can be someone who's shy, and you can be the one that will thrive because you know how to listen and pull in all those information. So please continue to do what you do, continue to look for opportunities, and I wish you all the very best. And I want to take this time to thank Ignite4Change Fiji for the good work that you are doing. I had a few people that were tagging me on the Facebook post that you put up. They were family, that I'm facilitating, that they will also want to join and learn a few things, because they can understand why is it that I always encourage them to step out of their comfort zone and do some things to uplift their standard of living and to upskill themselves. So thank you for that. That's all from me.
Thank you so much, Mary Angela. Yes, thank you so much for your kind remarks. Well, it's people like you all that are part of this training. So, you know, it doesn't mean that you have to be an entrepreneur or somebody that is well-versed in money to be part of these trainings. It can be anyone. When we first launched this out, we had a meeting, and the first question that was asked is, why is it that we need to do this? And so we said, you know, at the end of the day, we have to also realize that these are hard times that we're going through in COVID-19. But reality is that, one, we have the power of technology, but number two, this is something that is of a high demand, because once things start to normalize, you know, we don't want to be stagnant in the positions that we were from COVID-19. We want to sort of elevate ourselves one level to another. So, you know, we're grateful for Mary Angela and let alone the team at Westpac for coming on board and just saying yes. I reiterate what Mary Angela had said. You know, at the end of the day, whether it's a business, NGO, whatever it may be, you know, you have to have those relationships and form those networks. Because these networks will take you a long way. You know, Marila is a witness to all of this, you know, and a few of our members in our team, you know, in every project that we've done, God's honest truth, we've actually been fortunate, let alone blessed, to actually be riding on the backs of the donor partners. So it may sound very much selfish from our end, but you know, that's the reality. You know, you have to know who you're working with, and let alone utilizing your networks and also working alongside with them. I mean, at the end of the day, in order for your business or whatever you're doing to become successful, you need to know these people that really have those resources, let alone those finances. But you know, again, thank you for dedicating 3 days, let alone 2.5 hours or 3 hours at max of your time to actually be part of this training. I hope just by hearing it that you've been grasping quite a lot and implementing it after this training. Just some final things before we conclude. So we'll be in touch with you all with regards to the certificates as well as the booklets. The other thing as well, just a reminder, if you haven't filled out the 2 evaluation forms, the one that was on financial first steps, as well as the one that was on business basics, that will be sent out later today, please do so. We don't want to cause any inconvenience, you know, and keep bringing you and say, can you please do that? Another thing as well, please do like us on our Facebook channels, and of course on our other social media platforms. We've been getting requests whereby, you know, if you do have trainings that you want, that you need, if it's on leadership, good governance, whatever topic it may be, we're more than happy to accommodate and happy to assist. You know, it doesn't mean that, you know, you need to be a person specialized in this area. We've shared it in our group, you know, any field, we just dive right in. If you don't know finance, go right ahead. You know, but at the end of the day, we're all learning something from one another in those respective fields. So, you know, anything at all, please do so. We'll be posting that on our Facebook channels. We had a message earlier about, I'm going to just address something here yesterday a message came specifically about the grants from the US Embassy. So I'm just going to reiterate that real quick, especially for the women. So the US Embassy, they provide small grants. These small grants are launched every 3 months. Mind you, you can be a part of an NGO or part of a group entity, or if you're a person that has an idea that's trying to benefit everybody, go right ahead. You can apply for these grants. It's just a few paperwork here and there. The other thing for women, there is this women program that is run every 6 months by the US Embassy in partnership with the Fiji Chamber of Commerce. That'll be rolling out very soon. So keep an eye on that. If you haven't liked the US Embassy page as well, we'll also share it on our Ignite4Change page. This is specifically for women. We've had a few women that have been engaged in this. Some of them are former staff members of the tourism sector that want to engage themselves in this entrepreneurship program that is run by the US Embassy. We've also, the reason why I'm plugging that in as well, because Ignite4Change and sort of the US Embassy Youth Council, we're sort of working together on a few projects as well. I'm also one of the members of the US Embassy Youth Council, so that's my sort of ticket in. So, if you do have any queries or concerns, do let me know. But again, just also wanting to highlight, some of these programs will not always benefit like for young people or other groups. A lot of the programs might be beneficial to women. So, if I were you, grab a hold of it, don't wait for it, when the due date has passed, when the opportunity arises, grab it. If any queries like, I don't know how to apply or what are some of the criteria, we're more than happy to accommodate that, we're more than happy to assist, just for a lot of people that are out there that are listening in. So the Women Entrepreneurship Program, just what, if you're planning to start a business or you have an idea, just jot pen to paper, and, we can come together and we can sort of help you out in that. Those are just some of the things that I wanted to touch base on. With that being said, well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for a successful 3 days. I wish you all the very best on your entrepreneurship journey. And with that note, happy Fiji Day in advance. So Vinaka.